G'day again, 11a. Express 4 plus 3i over 2 minus i in the form x plus iy, where x and y are real. So this should be fairly standard, and it's only question 11, so you should be able to do this. It's just rationalise the denominator. So we're going to go 4 plus 3i, 2 minus i equals 2 plus i, 2 plus i. Whoops, multiply. Okay, so this is the difference of two squares. So 2 times 2 is 4. I times I is I squared. We've got minus I squared. And then we just expand the top. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times I is 4i. 3i times 2 is 6i. 3i times I is plus 3i squared. Well, I squared is minus 1, so minus 1 is plus 1. Again, this is minus 3, so get rid of that, make that a minus. 8 minus 3 is 5. 4 plus 6 is 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. Simplify, so you're just going to get 1 plus 2i, and you're done. G'day again. 11 part B. Consider the complex numbers z equals minus root 3 plus I, and w 3 brackets cos pi on 7 plus I sine pi on 7. Evaluate mod z. So again, we're finding the distance, same as we've just found in question 9 and 10. Distance of z. So anytime you're dealing with complex numbers, I would draw it. I would just have a diagram there because it's easy to refer to a diagram. So z is minus root 3, so we're going to go minus root 3, and the accuracy of your diagram is not really that important as long as you can get the idea. And we've got 1 because that's I. So we're looking for that point there. So we'll just draw a line to there. So we want this distance. We want the distance there. So it's pretty easy. You should have actually seen root 3 and 1 many times to know that that distance is going to be 2. Okay, I mean, you can do Pythagoras and say, well, root 3 squared plus 1 squared equals square root of 4, which equals 2. But that triangle should be just so familiar to you that mod z equals 2. Okay, should be pretty easy. Arc z. So now we're looking for the angle. So again, this triangle should be pretty familiar to you, that you know that's 30, that's 60. So therefore from there, there to there's 90, and that's going to be 60. So we want this angle here. You want the angle from there to there of z. So that's z. We want that angle there. So 90 plus 60, and you need to express it in terms of pi, not degrees. Okay, so 90 plus 60 is going to be 5 pi on 6. So arc z is going to be 5 pi on 6. Okay, so they should be fairly straightforward, and you should be fairly familiar with doing that. Find the argument of z over w. So for this, you're going to use, or be familiar with using, the same principle as logs. So in effect, what you've got is arg z over w, which you can't really fiddle around with, but you can fiddle around as if it was a log. So division in logs is subtraction. So you're going to go arg z minus arg w. You know what arg w is because they tell you it's pi on 7. It's pretty easy. So you've just figured out arg z as 5 pi on 6 minus pi on 7. Just do a little bit of cross multiplying to get it as one fraction, and you'll get 35 pi minus 6 pi over 42, or 35 minus 6 is 29. So you'll have equals 29 pi over 42. You can't simplify that, so you're done. G'day again, 11c. find a, b and c such that 1 over x brackets x squared plus 2 equals a over x plus bx plus c over x squared plus 2. Well, this is very straightforward algebra, and all you're going to do is cross multiply, ignore the denominator and solve it. Okay, so let's multiply, cross multiply. We're going to go that times that, so we're going to get ax squared plus 2a, cross up the other side, plus bx squared plus cx equals 1. Don't worry about the denominator because it's pretty obvious. That times that equals that. You should be aware of that. Okay, so now you're just solving and wiping out things one at a time. The only thing on its own is 2a, so pretty clearly 2a equals 1, so a equals a half. Okay, that's the first step. There's no x's here, there's no other x's, so cx must equal 0, so c must equal 0. That's pretty easy. A is x squareds, there's no x squareds there, so you've really got a plus b must equal 0 because there's no x squareds over this side, so that plus that must be nothing. You've already figured out what a is, so you know what b is, so therefore b equals minus a half. So you've got it, find a, b and c. There you go, you're done.